Hi everyone, welcome you all. How are you? So previously we have learned about insert operation and update operations, and we also have learned how to retrieve all the rows from the table. For example, we have a table EMP. If I want to retrieve all the rows and all the columns from the table, what I can do, I can use my select statement. That is again a data manipulation language. Select S from EMP, and this will retrieve all the rows. Now since my table only have 13 rows, so I can view all the data at a time, and I can easily filter out any particular data. But there may be thousands and thousands of rows in a table, and you cannot view all these rows in one screen. So what you need to do, you need to filter out these. Okay, this is really very important concept because computers are so made that it can hold multiple data or huge amount of data, and if we look this huge amount of data on a single time or at a single time, you may not be able to filter out a particular record or required data. To solve this purpose, we have a where clause which can filter out a specific row, and we can use primary key for that. So here is the syntax how we can use a select row and a where clause. So first thing first, select, then you can specify either a asterisk or a list of columns, and here I'm going to use as asterisk from EMP, and then we have to specify a where clause. Now in this where clause I can specify a condition. Now let's see, EMP number is equals to, let's say 4011, okay, and then semicolon, then enter. Okay, so this is how we can use a where clause. So after a where clause, we have to specify a condition just like in any other programming language. Okay, it can contain a relational operators like less than equals to, greater than equals to, and other. Let us see what are the operators which are offered by MySQL. Okay, so here are the some of the arithmetic operators: plus, minus, multiplication, division. These are really straightforward, so we need not to discuss all of these. And then we have a relational operators: greater than, less than, sorry, vice versa, and less than equals to, greater than equals to, and not equals to. So these are the some of the operators you can use in a where condition. For example, if I want all the rows uh, whose salary is more than, let's say, 50,000, then what I can do is like this, and use a cell column, and greater than equals to, let's say, 40,000. Okay, sorry, and just hit enter. So now you can see all the rows which has more than 40,000 salary are displayed to me. Okay, similarly you can use any of the arithmetic operator. Let's have a glimpse. You can note it down in your class for copy. And then we have some logical operators. These are just merely the examples how we can use a select. You can try at home. And then we have a logical operator so that we can merge the conditions. Now let us go through the definition. Logical operators are also possible only in where clause and are used to merge more than one condition. Logical operators are and, or, and not. Okay, these are similar to what we have learned in Python. And when we use a and, both LHS and RHS must be true, and for or, any of the LHS or RHS must be true. Let us see the example. Okay, now what I want president and manager to be displayed as a result. So what I have to do is use a select asterisk from EMP, where let's say job is equals to manager and job is equals to president. Obviously its output will be nothing, because at the same time job cannot be a manager or president, and one cannot be a manager or president at the same time according to the table. So I will retrieve a empty set because my only one condition, either LHS or RHS, is going to be true. Okay, now if I use a OR condition here, let's say like this, now you can see president and managers are displayed. So hope you understood how to use, when to use OR and when to use and must be used when we have a different columns. This is one of the guideline. Okay, or you have a certain range, for example let's say 20,000 to 30,000 salary. So in that scenario you can use a job with greater than and less than operators, comparison operators, and if we have multiple columns, we can always use a and. For example, president whose salary is more than 52,000. Okay, presidents whose salary is more than 52,000. So this row should be skipped and only 1 2 3 rows must be displayed. Let's do that. So job is manager, that job is, let's say, president, and cell must be greater than equals to, let's say, 52,000. Okay, now you can see only 3 rows, right? So this is how we can use AND or. Now one more thing, I want you to try one of the query where we are going to display presidents, all the presidents, and whose salary is more than let's say 50,000. Okay, now understand the query one more time. We have to display all the employees who are president or getting salary more than 50,000, right? So in this scenario, what operator you are going to use? Guess. Yeah, you guessed it right. We are going to use a OR operator because either one of the condition must be true. So let's say asterisk is job is president or salary is 50,000. Okay, so any employee whose salary is 50,000 or he is a president will be under the category. Okay, hope you got from this example. Okay, now let us see what are other operators which you can use in MySQL. Though we are not going to discuss them today, but just a glimpse. So we have a like operator which can be used in place of equals to or any other operator, in place of, you can say, comparison operator specifically, right? And then we have a in operator, and then we have a between operator. So next day we are going to discuss a like operator, and then we are going to use a other operators. So one more thing which I want to tell you is, suppose I want to view a date but I don't want to display any of the record, right? So how we can do it? See, select now, that's it, and you don't have need to specify any table here, right? See, similarly if you want to calculate something, select, let's say 10 plus 100 and semicolon. See, you can use a simple select statement to perform a simple calculation task without a table. Now let us see if I do like this and use a EMP number from, let's say, EMP, what is going to be happen. See, so now this result is repeated multiple times, but for all the rows, right? And if you see this data, actually this column doesn't exist in our table. Let's see. Now you can see actually this column which we have used just to view, it will not reflect in a table. Select cannot modify our table. That's why it is called a non-action query. Okay, so now simple data manipulation language can also be categorized into two parts. What are these two parts? The number one is let me open my notepad. So the first one is action query. And what are these action queries? Insert, update and delete are the example of update query. And the second is non-action query, and this is our select statement. Now why these are called action queries? Because they modify the existing data, and select cannot modify the existing data. That's why it is called non-action query, right? Hope you got it. So this is all for today. Hope you enjoyed tutorial learning with me. So allow me to take a leave for now. Bye bye, see you and have a nice day.